Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we have arrived at Appomattox Courthouse in Appomattox, and we're going to be taking a little tour here. Me and my father-in-law, and this is what you see when you first come in. So hopefully it'll be some pretty good footage, and we'll check back in with you at the first stop and see what we got. Alright, so we got actually steered away from where we're going. We're actually heading down to watch the banjos now, but we'll get down here and we'll see, and put a couple clips in here of them playing, and then we're going to be touring the area here very shortly, so a lot of stuff to see. There's actually a cemetery here. I'll check it out real quick. I guess we can walk in here since it's open. There it is, there's the Sweeney house. We were fixing to go in here. Apparently this is the first day it's been open, I don't know, but it looks pretty neat. You can actually see this one from the road. So how come this is the first day this is open?
This is not open normally to the public, it's just open for special events.
Okay. How many people y'all get here a day usually?
Here again, this is not open.
No, I mean just in the park itself.
Oh, in the park?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't worked here full time for 6 years, but in the summertime, anyway.
You know what they say, if you hear banjos, turn back and go the other way. Well, we're going right to them, so I can kind of hear them now a little bit. So we'll see what it sounds like. We passed a few people walking with banjos. They were up at the house actually, and we're actually going to where they needed to be. So here we go.
About African American banjoists and their significant influence on America's musical traditions. Thank you.
There's been no bigger champion of the story of these African American musicians and their connection to Joel Sweeney and the banjo than our own David Woolridge. David is also an artist, a musician, a banjo player, and a historian in his own right.
West Africans developed the forerunners of the modern banjo. Free and enslaved Africans in the Americas later made similar stringed instruments, typically of animal hides, gourds, wood, and gut or horsehair. Black musicians who lived near here, whose identities are now unknown, taught the banjo to Joel Walker Sweeney, circa 1810 to 1860.
Thrilled to welcome American songster Dom Flemings to the park today. Dom is a founding member of the African American string band, the Carolina Chocolate Drops, as well as a two-time Emmy nominee and a Grammy winner.
Actually, you know what? Before I say anything, I'm going to just get a little bit of banjo out here for you. This is my beginning of the banjo. I this song from an African-American fiddler by the name of Joe Thompson from Alamance County, North Carolina. Great big eight, great big eight, great big eight, great big eight. All the way left, all the way left, all the way left, all the way left. Right by right, right by right, right by right, right by right. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my sword and shield down by the riverside and study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more, ain't gonna study war no more. Thank you all so much.
Folks who come here, they have a lot of questions, but the one question most of them have is, can you raise tobacco? And they found out you can. They also found out you can grow just about everything you need here. It's an ideal area for family farming, but because of the institution of slavery, it is also an ideal area for plantations, and that's what we have prior to the war, mixture of those two types of farming. Ulysses S. Grant met 4 times in their life, to the best of our knowledge. First meeting was during the Mexican War. General Grant remembered that meeting very well. Robert E. Lee probably did not. Second meeting, April the 9th, 1865, in the parlor of a home owned by Wilmer McLean, the former Rainy Tavern Guest House. The story of Appomattox, I believe, begins when Abraham Lincoln made the decision that he would run for re-election in the fall of 1864. He really wanted to serve the second term. He wants to see the war come to an end with the Union victory, but he wants to see this nation reunited. The problem he has is he's going to lose the election. Rich man's war, poor man's fight. You may have heard that expression. That's where it started. It started in the North during the Civil War. So I don't want to destroy any illusions you folks might have about politicians, but there have been instances in the history of this country where political considerations influenced military decisions. I don't know if you knew that or not. Abraham Lincoln was no exception. He made some decisions during the spring and summer of '64 that were designed to manipulate the war and improve his odds of getting reelected. So around 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Robert E. Lee rode into this village and went to the parlor of Wilmer McLean's house. He sat down and he waited. 30 minutes later, Grant arrives on the top of the hill. Sheridan is there, tells him Lee is waiting for him, and Grant said, "We're not going to keep him waiting." He immediately came off of that hill and joined Lee in the parlor. And an hour and a half later, those two generals came to terms for the surrender of the Army of Northern Virginia. Lee, he was the premier general of the Confederacy. And if you put those two things together, the loss of that army, the loss of that general, it's so important it basically ended the American Civil War. Made Appomattox perhaps the most significant Union victory of the entire war. When it was all said and done, the Richmond-Lynchburg stage road brought Lee's army to this place. That old stage road accepted their surrender, and that old stage road started those boys home. So folks, if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them for you, but if not, I'm going to turn you loose.
Well, it's pretty crazy to think that we're here, actually standing here where the Civil War was actually ended. It's pretty crazy.
Unreal.
It's a beautiful area, though, that's for sure. And supposedly over there is where Lee was when he was conversing with Grant about, you know, we probably heard something, but I don't know how much of that I'm going to put on here, but quartered like 25 minutes. So I guess we get to go in this house, which is pretty cool. I just saw somebody go in it. That's good. There's an old well. Oh well. So everything I've heard so far, we're actually in the McLean house now, or McLean house, however you say it, McLean, I guess. And pretty good sized house here.
This ain't the first time I've been pulled in here. All that I have, most likely. So let me tell you something about this old game. It ain't the best one around. No, it ain't the one. No, I haven't seen right after the war.
Hard to believe I'm standing right here where Grant and Lee both were. It's pretty neat. It's just crazy, just the feelings that you have standing here. And if you don't have it, it's kind of, how can you feel alive? It's crazy. Crazy to even explain it. It is so freaking hot. It's only supposed to be 72 today. Whew. With a 100% humidity. It's pretty hot. This would definitely be my kind of house, except the hill part of it. Beautiful out here for sure. Still hot. Nice in the shade though. Old burial ground here. Now this is what I would expect to see in the woods if I'm walking through the woods. These headstones like that. I've actually found one in the woods before. 1903 is the oldest one I found, and yeah, it's pretty weird. It was on an old stagecoach road, so they say. And I tried to find the family of the woman who died, and can never find it. Her name is Julianne Grasty. Just in case you are watching this and you're part of that family, let me know. Well, I guess that'll conclude the tour of the place. I may come back here one time on my motorcycle and hike some of these hiking trails back in the woods, just to say I've done it. And that's about the only thing I have left here. I think pretty much we've done everything else. So, alright guys, if you like what you see here, like and subscribe. God bless. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.